Anghayate girim Yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Namayom Vishnupadaya Shri Gaura Priyamurtaye Srimate Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Namine Kripaya Ksamatam Aparadhijanam Khalushayuta Shakta Sudinanaram Supathe Parichalaya Sarvadinam Pranamami Cha Madhava Devapadam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Granther Arambhe Kari Mangalacharan Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Teener Smarane Hoy Vigna Vinashan Anayase Hoy Nija Vanchita Puran. So yesterday was the appearance of Sri Bhakti Hriday Ban Goswami Maharaj and also Sri Ramanujacharya. We heard yesterday about Sri Bhakti Hriday Ban Goswami Maharaj, and I thought we will also read about Sri Ramanujacharya. The very, very inspiring incidents have happened in the life of Ramanujacharya. So last time also, I think when Ramanujacharya's Tirobhav Tithi had come, I spoke in Hindi a day before, but on the day of disappearance, I think for some reason there was no Harikatha, so I couldn't speak in English that time. So again, yesterday, Ramanujacharya's appearance day, so I spoke in Hindi, but I didn't get time to speak in English. So although his life narration is available now in Sages, Saints and Kings of Ancient India, that is translated, it's originally written in Bengali by our revered Gurudev. Although it's available, but maybe this book is not available with everyone. So this is now available for purchase. Everyone can have their personal copies. So this is from Mandala Publication. So I thought maybe everyone does not have it, so it is good that we memorize, we just go through some of the pastimes of Sri Ramanujacharya. They're very, very inspirational, very, very heart touching, in fact, because particularly Ramanuja Sampradaya talks about Vaishnava Seva, service to the Vaishnavas. It's very, very prominent in their Sampradaya also. So we find very many inspiring examples how they served Guru. Like we have seen, our Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj one time, wearing the dress of Prabhupada in Navadvip Dham, and then he protected him from the the stones and the other, you know, what do you call,
Mob.
huh?
The mob.
The mob, etc. So you're okay? You're in some discomfort? Yeah, situation is little like that, what to do. Because I just saw yesterday that Sri Lanka is also in a very bad shape. I saw Ukraine is also in a very bad shape, and there's crisis all over the world. It's building actually, and I don't know where this is going to take us, where this is going to, lead us all. Don't know, but it's a very very dangerous situation. Anything can happen anytime, and it's totally turbulent situation all around the globe. So, but anyway, the thing is that unfortunately or fortunately, we have no material solutions to these problems. How much ever material terms we might want to come in. I heard that few days ago the Russian prime minister and the Ukrainian prime minister or president, whoever, they were to meet, and then they were to discuss. There were some negotiations. I don't know what happened after that. I just followed yesterday only. It's very unusual of me, but I still followed. so so but the thing is that all these peace negotiations and all these things, they are all on a very very material plane. Whatever negotiations they want to do, they are still on selfish interests. They are still driven by, they call it as negotiation, but they see only their interest in the negotiation also. So this is what is the situation everywhere. That's why one time our most revered Srila Gurudev, when he was in the American, one of the institutes, I just can't remember that place where that meeting was held. They were discussing about, world peace. I think World Peace and Prayer Society is the name of that,
Is there any recording of that?
Huh?
Is there any recording of that? I've heard of that, but I never heard.
Must be there with Akinchana Prabhu or someone, it must be there. Akinchana Prabhu should be approached for that. So there, our Gurudev was sitting, and then there were so many others who were also sitting, and then everyone discussing that one should do this, one should do that, and so many proposals were coming. Yeah, while saying this, I remember one thing. Param Gurudev also has spoken about world peace and unity among various religions, etc. I remember one statement where he says that the first requirement to bring unity or peace is to have patience towards others' activities. This is very very essential. These days we are lacking that patience. We should have patience to the faiths of other religions, and we should respect others' opinions. This is the fundamental requirement. I want to prove myself to be superior. With this mentality, nobody can achieve any kind of peace or anything. You still want to dictate. So unfortunately in this world, that is the state. Even if they sit for mutual negotiations, they still want to see their own interests. I have seen yesterday that Indian Prime Minister is saying that India will stand by its national interest. Isn't it? These are the statements everywhere. Because, diplomatically he is correct, politically he may be right, but the thing is that if we want to think from a different plane, by this actual peace cannot be attained. Our Guru Maharaj was sitting in that place where they were discussing. Everyone is putting their ideas, and I think I heard from Akinchan Prabhu only that Guru Maharaj was not speaking. He was busy drawing something on a paper. He was drawing something. Then everyone is speaking, Guru Maharaj is on with a pen and a paper. And then, after some time, Guru Maharaj throws his paper, or he just, pass on his paper to others to, see what he has drawn all the while. And then, there is some drawing, some circles are there, this, and, nobody could really understand what it really meant. And then Guru Maharaj, he explained, you see on the top are the circles. These circles are clashing with each other because they have different centers. So if they have different centers, then even though you are drawing circles, maybe big circle, small circle, whatever it is, the clashing is inevitable. Whereas the down below that, there is another drawing where it shows that there is only one center, but there are many circles, concentric circles. So Guru Maharaj says that if there is only one center, maybe circles can be big and small, but there cannot be any clashing because there is only one center. He gives an example, just like if you put a stone in the pond at different locations, the ripples get developed and then they clash with each other. But if you take a group or a collection of stones and then throw at one location, ripples are developed, but there is no clashing of the ripples. So Guru Maharaj says there that as long as the centers of interest are different among people, nations, societies, then clashing cannot be stopped. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come up with only one solution. That is, Nama Sankirtan is the only means or universal brotherhood. Universal brotherhood is the only way by which is possible. And how is that universal brotherhood possible? When we understand that all of us are connected to the same center. We don't have different centers of origin. We are all of us are originating from the same source. When we understand that we are all from the same source, then we will have that universal brotherhood. Therefore, we have to understand that we all belong to the one organic whole. Then centers of interest cannot be many, there will be only one, and then peace is possible. So this is the only means or the ways by which actually we can find actual peace and lasting peace also. Otherwise something or other will continue to happen. So as I said, fortunately or unfortunately, we don't have any material solutions. Why I said unfortunately is because we want to see immediate results. We want to see immediate results, and or in another sense, we are only used to seeing some material results. Therefore, what happens is that we don't find a solution to this. But on the other hand, fortunately, we have one solution, that is the service to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, or understanding that we all belong to the same organic whole. By this understanding, we will have a lasting peace and lasting happiness. Therefore, fortunately, we are all connected to that disciplic succession, at least, if not, through consciousness we are connected, or our consciousness is not still there yet. But we are very fortunate that we are, somehow by our previous karmas or by agyata sukriti, by our previous, deeds that we are not aware of, or unknowingly whatever good activities we have performed, or through causeless mercy, by whatever means we have come in contact with such a great parampara, where we have many examples who have attained peace and actual bliss by coming in contact with that. So we are very fortunate to have that. But as we often know that we have worldly relations, worldly attachments, they are not very easily gone. It's very difficult to give up our attachment to the family and our near and dear ones for whom we have been, from whom, because of whom we are now. It's very difficult for sure, but at the same time, we have these scriptural personalities, instructions, and then also we have seen directly personalities like Gurudev, Param Gurudev, etc. So we should take some courage out of that, and we should try to try to bring in that inner peace by directly coming in contact with the Supreme Lord or His instructions. So, there is no alternative solution to this. Actually, there is no question of better or best. There is no alternative solution to this. This is the only solution available. And the more we come in contact with this solution, the more we will have peace and happiness. So, whatever is happening, our Guru Maharaj also have seen that Guru Maharaj, he used to be very, very disturbed by seeing whatever is happening in the world, politically, and also so many heinous crimes. By seeing this, Guru Maharaj used to be, disturbed actually a lot. So he used to go through newspapers, and then after going through the newspapers for few hours, he used to be very, very disturbed. Because the pure devotees, they cannot see all the atrocities, whatever happening in this material world. It's very difficult for them to digest, because they see that everyone is coming from the Supreme Lord. In one sense, they know that everything is happening by the Supreme Lord. It's not that Supreme Lord is there behind everything. So therefore they know that without the sanction of Supreme Lord, nothing is happening. But at the same time, they have the other side, that is the butter like heart, very, very Santa Hridaya Navanita Samana. Their heart is like butter, very easily gets melted. So they have compassion, because they are the humans, they are fighting against their own race. They are trying to extinct their own race. This human birth is meant to collectively perform Hari Bhajan and attain Supreme Lord. But rather than doing that, they are trying to kill each other and totally becoming barbarian and more fallen than, degraded than the dogs and beasts in the forest. So this actually gives trouble to the Vaishnavas, that the purpose the Lord has created and the purpose for which they are utilizing their bodies or their human birth, it's totally the advancement the Lord has given, but that advancement they are utilizing for selfish needs. So Guru Maharaj used to be very, very disturbed. So ultimately, Guru Maharaj Sevak stopped giving him newspapers, because he used to be very disturbed. They used to say, oh, today paper did not come, there was no print or something, some reasons, and then they did not give him the papers. Because so many news items that actually would melt the heart of the pure devotees. For us, we don't feel connected actually, because now those who are in Ukraine, only Ukrainians are feeling the pain. I don't have any pain, but the pure devotees, they have the pain, because they all see that we are all coming from the same source. Whatever happens to our closest country or to our closest beings or our relatives, even in Ukraine something is happening, probably we will not be as much worried as something happening inside our house. So it is true. If something is happening around Ukraine, we will not be as much worried. But when it happens within the vicinity of our house, it becomes even more, puzzling, and it will make us, drive us crazy because of our relation. But the pure devotees, they have connection with the entire living entity, all the living entities. Therefore, whenever anything happens anywhere, for them it's very, very hard to digest, because what is the purpose for which they have come and what is it they are doing? So it is very hard, it's very difficult, but yet these are the times that we have to remember Hari Guru Vaishnavas and try to pacify ourselves, or give courage to our own self, and continue performing bhajan. Our Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, somehow pull on your life in this temporary 2-day material world. You are going to live only for 1 or 2 days. We are saying 100 years, but he says that somehow pull on your life in this material world, which is temporary, only a day or 2 days of living, with only interest of performing Hari Bhajan. He says, pull on your life somehow, till that is one, but he says, what should be the purpose to pull on the life also? He says, with the only interest to perform Hari Bhajan. Therefore, our interest should be that, and when we have that interest, then these things, we will realize that these things are happening and this will continue to happen, and even after we die, these things are going to happen. But after we die, we are not worried about anything and anyone. We have changed our country, we have changed our life, everything is changed. But whatever we are is now for this limited amount of time. So that's why Prabhupada used to say, we have not come here to perform great activities. We don't want to become karma viras or dharma viras, performers of great dharmic activities, religious activities, or great, philanthropic activities. But by holding grass between the teeth, birth after birth, we pray that may the dust of the lotus feet of Rupa and Raghunatha be my object of worship birth after birth. Srila Prabhupada says his words are very, very purifying and very, very, highly transcendental words. That our only objective or our only prayers is that by holding grass between the teeth, means in a humble manner, we pray repeatedly that may the dust of the Rupa and Raghunatha be my object of worship birth after birth. So if we can make our life, go according to this, then, our life will be great success. But it's not so easy. These things are easy said than done. Very easy to say, but when it comes to practicing it or putting it into practice, it's very, very difficult, and particularly for those persons who are going through that. Speaking is very easy, but those who are going through such a phase, it's only they know what pain it is and what kind of fight is required. But again, as I said, any material strength we want to gain to pacify ourselves or to bring courage is not going to be possible. The only support or the only solution we have is the topics that are in connection and relation with Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, nothing else. So, yesterday was the appearance of Sri Ramanujacharya. We have many, many instances where the disciples of Ramanujacharya had, completely outclassed the service attitude, and they had shown to all of us what kind of service mood one should carry towards Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas. So here I was talking about Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. This has happened several years ago, 1000 years ago, at the time of Ramanujacharya also. Kuresha was the one, a disciple of Sri Ramanujacharya, who, in order to protect his Guru, he has taken such a task. He jumped into danger in order to save his Guru. Nobody can save Guru. Guru is our savior. But yet, service mode that is being depicted here, that the king of that particular regime, he saw Ramanujacharya is becoming very, very prominent. His teachings are being heard everywhere, and he is initiating so many persons, and the Saivas are slowly getting converted into the Vaishnavas. He could not take this, and then he invited Ramanujacharya one time to his court, that I want to see you, please come. Kuresha, who was his servant or disciple, he could understand that there was a foul purpose. The purpose of king inviting the Ramanujacharya is not right. There is something conspired. So he told Gurudev, don't go there. You please give your garments to me. I'll wear your dress. I'll become Ramanuja and go. And Kuresha, he has put his own life in complete danger, and he attended that assembly where the king is supposed to honor him. And he told Ramanujacharya, please take this particular path and then go to another place. That time Ramanujacharya went to Melkotai. That's also in South India. So Kuresha went there, and the king, the enraged king, because he wanted to see that the Shaiva, means he was a Shiva Bhakta, devotee of Shiva, he wanted the Shaivism to be still prevalent and predominantly present everywhere. So he ordered his subjects to pluck the eyes of Kuresha or Ramanuja, pluck his eyes. And Kuresha, he has sacrificed. Then his eyes were plucked, and later again by the mercy of Ramanujacharya he got back his eyes. So in this manner he has excelled in the service to his guru. And another very, very heart-touching incident that I heard from Most Revered Srila Gurudev several times, and also is written in our Chaitanya Vani by Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, about a very devoted couple. Ramanujacharya, he had travelled to several locations, and he initiated so many persons into Ramanuja Sampradaya. Ramanuja Sampradaya means Sree Sampradaya, the knowledge descending through Lakshmi Devi. There are 4 paths, the 4 disciplic successions which are purifying: Sree, Rudra, Kumara and Sanaka. The knowledge that is descending through Brahma, that is, we are in the Madhva lineage, Brahma Madhva lineage. The knowledge that is descending through Lakshmi Devi, that is Sree, that is called Sree Sampradaya, that is to which Ramanujacharya belongs to. There is Rudra Sampradaya, through Rudra to Shiva, the knowledge has come down to this material world. And the Kumara Sampradaya, the 4 Kumaras, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanat Kumara and Sanandan. These are the 4 Kumaras through which the knowledge has descended to this material world. So these are the 4 authentic or bona fide Sampradayas, Vaishnava Sampradayas, through which the knowledge has come down or descended to this material world. So Ramanujacharya, who is a proponent of Sree Sampradaya, he is propagating Sree Sampradaya or the teachings of Vaishnavism all through India. So he had travelled to Vrindavan, Mathura, and then Badrikashram, and then Kashmir. He visited so many places. He lived for 120 years on this earth, and then he performed several pastimes, particularly preaching. And one time he was on his preaching tour in South India. He went to a place where 2 disciples were living, one a very rich fellow with his family, and another a very poor Brahmana with his family, with his wife. So he went to that place. He took all his disciples to the rich man first, and then the rich man, a disciple, he saw that Guru is coming with so many disciples. If I have to serve him, lot of money will be lost. So many disciples serving Vaishnavas means cooking so many items, giving pranami, dakshina, so many things are there. It's a matter of spending a lot of money. So, he feared, and the way he welcomed Ramanujacharya, he could understand that we are not welcome here. By seeing the body language and other things you can know. So Ramanujacharya understood that he is not welcome there. So he told his disciples, see, today we are not going to get anything to eat. We are going to another devotee. He is a very, very poor person. He will have nothing. I thought here we will get something, but we didn't get. There is no hope. So today we might have to remain fasting, or in the jungle we might get some fruits or whatever, we just need to eat and sustain for today. Saying this, he came to visit that poor devotee, Brahmana. After coming there, actually that devotee used to live in a very thatched house, small hut kind of a thing, thatched house. And then the door was closed. Outside the door was particular garments, they are dried in the sun. They are of a woman, of a lady. So that is the wife of that, poor devotee. And the devotee himself has gone out to beg alms. And these guys were so poor that the lady has no clothes to wear also. She had only one cloth that she had given in the sun to be dried. So when Ramanujacharya, along with his disciples, he came to that place, he called, Varadarjo, Varadarjo. The disciple's name is Varadarjo, Varadarjo, Varadarjo. And from inside comes clapping sound like this. Then Ramanujacharya, who is an all-knower, he understood by seeing, a cloth that's also, torn from at different places belonging to a woman. He understood that, probably this is the situation, and then he has, taken out his upper cloth and then he passed it on into the small hut. The lady wore the cloth, she came out, and then her happiness knew no boundaries, because for a long time she had the desire to visit Gurudev, but they had no money to go and visit him where he is. They have no news. So she was very, very, ecstatic, extremely blissful to see her Guru come there, but also she was very, very worried that she has nothing to offer to Guru. Guru has come to my house very mercifully, but I have nothing to offer. So what would she offer him to take seat? Ramanujacharya understood this. He told, don't worry. The Lord has supplied enough grass. That is the asan for all of us. All of you take the asan that is provided by God. This is how the pure devotees, they, keep everyone at ease. They are not coming to give trouble or, this thing to others. They always want to keep everyone at, peace and happy. So he himself was offered one, thatched asan kind of a thing, and he sat on that. And then now this lady is very busy. For what? She wants to offer, because they have come at the time of lunch, noon time. And what would she offer? There is nothing at the house. Husband has gone to beg alms. So she was thinking, how can I serve my Gurudev? Again I'll get an opportunity or not, I don't know. When he will come, I don't know. When I can go to meet him, I don't know. So this is the only opportunity I have. The Vaishnava Seva, whenever it comes, it has to be immediately accepted. Because you never know when that particular service opportunity will be lost. We may lose our life. We may say, why it will be lost. It may be there for some time, no problem. But, we may lose our life. So, she thought that I don't know whether I'll get an opportunity again or not. Therefore, I shall do something. Then she remembers that a merchant here in the same village, he has, a wrong intention towards this lady. She is very beautiful, very chaste. He has wrong intentions towards her, and he always wanted to enjoy her. But she never paid even slightest of her attention towards him. Even a slightest of attention she would not pay to him. So she thought, but now today is an opportunity. If I can sell my body for the service of my Guru, what more can this body be, useful of? Is the best utility for this body. So thinking like this, she went to the merchant. And then seeing him, the merchant was like, very, very happy. What is this? I tried to woo her several times, but she never paid any attention. But today she came all by herself. Yes, my dear lady, noble lady, what do I want? What do you want from me? No, I want some grains, I want vegetables, I want fruits, I want all these things from you. What will I get in return? Whatever you ask for. Whatever you ask for, you'll get in return. So, immediately the merchant, he supplied surplus amount. She asked for this much, he has supplied this much, because now he is sure that he is going to get his desire fulfilled. So, and he has supplied so many things. He said, you go back to your house, I will send everything to you, don't worry. And then by the time she reached, all the food supply had come to her house. She prepared so many items. And Ramanujacharya and others were told that, Guru Maharaj, please go take bath and ready yourself, then we will have nice feast. Ramanujacharya did not say how and why, because he knew everything. So she prepared so many items. She had Narayan Shaligram at her house. She offered all the food items that are prepared to Narayan Shaligram, and then she started serving all the Vaishnavas. She served all the Vaishnavas. They were all happy, and they were, again, after their lunch, they slept under various trees on top of the grass. They slept and they were taking rest. Meanwhile, Varadarya has returned. Varadarya has returned from after begging alms, and he could collect only few palmful of rice. And then on the way he saw so many of his god brothers, and then slowly he saw his Gurudev. He was astonished. He offered his prostrated obeisances, and then he couldn't believe that his Guru and so many other Vaishnavas have come to him. He was astounded, and then at the same time he was very ecstatic also to receive all of them. He offered obeisances, but inside his heart was some anxiety, grief, that how can he serve all of them? Inside his bag he sees only 2 or 3 palmfuls of rice, and so many devotees have come. How could he serve them? That would not be enough even for those two, for the couple itself. So he was worried what to do, and then he wanted to come and talk to his wife. As soon as he came to his wife, he saw so many items are prepared, and apart from that, extra food grains are remaining, uncooked food grains. He was astonished. He asked, what happened? Where did you get all this from? She was not able to answer. She was only weeping. She told, don't worry, go take bath, you take your prasad, and then I will leisurely explain to you. But he says, no, I cannot even eat a morsel of food unless I know where it has come from, how this has been managed. Unless you tell me all this, even a morsel will not go inside my stomach. Please explain. Then what she will tell? She fell at his feet and then tried to narrate what had happened. And then Varadarya says, okay, now you serve me food. He takes the food, and then whatever remains are there, she takes after him. And then he calls his wife and says, you are such a noble lady, you are such a chaste lady, that even though this merchant had tried to allure you several times by several ways and means, but you did not pay any heed to him even once. But today, in order to serve our Gurudev, you have, you are ready to even sell your chastity, or lose your chastity or nobleness, whatever you may call, to serve Gurudev. I have very strong belief that no man in this world can touch you, because you have such a strong faith in Guru and his service that no man in this world has any capacity to touch you. And then he pacified her, don't worry, because she's already upset mentally, emotionally. He tried to pacify her, don't worry, I will take you there, don't worry. And then he took her all the way to the merchant, and then he handed over to the merchant. Meanwhile, Ramanujacharya, he told that the person who has offered so many grains and so many food items, please give some prasad to him. So, saying this, he left. And after Ramanujacharya left, Varadarya took his wife to that person, and after seeing that merchant, the lady told that, I have come to you as promised, but I have one request. Please take this prasad, that, whatever food you sent, grains you sent, I prepared this and offered to the Lord. You take this prasad. As soon as he took the prasad, it was remnants of Ramanujacharya also. The remnants of the pure devotees are so purifying. So, as soon as he took prasad, immediately his consciousness got changed. It got changed, and then he fell at the feet of that lady, and then he started to weep, he started to cry. Oh, towards you I have such a wrong intention. I wanted to enjoy you. Such a noble and saintly person as you. I am extremely sorry. I want to know who has come to your house, for whom you have served so much, and after eating whose prasad, my mentality has got changed completely. Then she reveals that it is Ramanujacharya, my Gurudev. Oh, Ramanujacharya, I want to see him. But he already left. He rushed, he ran, and then he could finally catch up with Ramanujacharya. He fell at his feet and begged for forgiveness. He became a disciple of Ramanujacharya, and for the rest of his life, he served Varadarya and his wife. He became a servant of Varadarya and his wife for the rest of his life. So in this manner, she served Guru. And what happens, what is the result of a person who has such a faith in service to Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas can be seen in this. So Ramanujacharya's life and his his disciples, we see particularly their commitment to the Vaishnava Seva. Therefore, there are several other teachings and instructions we get from various life incidents of Ramanujacharya, but unfortunately the time is up, so we will stop here. So those who want to have a very detailed reading and sketch of this Ramanujacharya, they can have this book, Sages, Saints and Kings of Ancient India. I think Mandala is also selling them, and I have them available. Within India I can post. I think it is cheaper to purchase in India than to order from Mandala. Anyway, so one can read from this book. Pancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Madan Mohan Panchatattvatmak Shri Gaura Hari ki jai. जय परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्यलीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद पुंस स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। सर्वविघ्न विनाशनकारी भक्तवत्सल भगवान श्री सिंह देव की जय। भक्त प्रवर श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री रामानुजाचार्य प्रभु की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। हरि कथा श्रवण करी भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।